Annabelle, and welcome to Meeple Village. Today we're going to be playing Sorcerer. Now I thought it was appropriate because Halloween was just around the corner. So this is a card game with also some dice rolling involved. It has two phases, one in which we prepare all of our cards and our minions, then another one in which we do battle by rolling those dice. Why don't you just join me at the table and let's play Sorcerer. So I haven't set up the game yet because there's an interesting way that you actually choose your deck, or in this game it's called your grimoire, and I wanted to show you what that is. And in order to put your grimoire together, you're going to have to pick different sub decks. For example, the ones that I have here are the character decks. So the core box comes with 4 different characters that you can choose from, and each character is going to have different abilities and is going to have cards that are completely different from other characters' cards, which makes it interesting. It's really hard to master all of the sub decks until you play a few times, and the combinations, well, there's a lot of combinations that you can make because you're picking 3 different sub decks and putting those together, always making a 40 deck card. So first we gotta pick our characters, and like I said, some do different things, and but the cool thing about it is that even if you combine different sub decks, they all play well together. It's not like this lady plays better with a different sub deck than another. No, she can play with anything. But from here we can pick to be Ariaspes, or Tegu, or Miselda, or Zivran. Just because I can pronounce Miselda and Tegu easier than the other two, we're going to go ahead and play with those. And these two just are put out of the game. We're not going to need them, as well as their figures. And we're left with these two. So one character is going to play as Miselda, and one player is going to play as Tegu, and we have our little standees that are going to be used during the game as well. So that's the first deck I gotta pick. Now to the next sub deck. Okay, now for our next choice, we have our lineage, and here's 4 that come in the core box, and again there are going to be others in the expansions, but we can be the Demonologist, the Necromancer, the Animist, or the Bloodlord. And again, whatever you pick is going to have a little bit of flavor. For example, if you pick the Bloodlord, he plays with this special blood pool card where you're trying to get blood so that you can actually use the skills listed on the card. The Animist likes to put Anthropod tokens and mess up with the players. The Necromancer obviously is going to bring things back from the dead, and the Demonologist has to do with demons. So I think we are going to give Miss Zelda, she is going to be the, should we make her the Animist? Let's make her the Animist. She's going to put those Anthropod, or actually let's let her be the Demonologist, and then Tegu is going to be our Necromancer. It's going to start bringing things back from the dead. And then these guys, again, out of the game. We don't need them anymore. One more sub deck to pick, and then we're ready to go. Okay, so for the last choice, we have to pick our domain, where we're from. And the choices in the core box are the Forgotten Temple, the Outcast Sanctuary, the Screaming Coast, or the Haunted Forest. Now, again, every deck is going to have a little bit of a flavor, so we're going to pick 2 so you guys can see what those are. So I think because of the Necromancer and Tegu looking kind of scary, I'm going to have him come from the Haunted Forest. He looks kind of haunted. And then Miss Zelda, who's the Demonologist, I think she looks like a screamer. We're going to have her come from the Screaming Coast. And then these 2 are going to be out of the game, and with that we have our characters ready to go. So our players' decks are ready. Now you will notice that these cards are actually skill cards, and they have a different backing. This is different color backing, but these are all the same because this is a deck builder. So that's a different color backing. So the reason being is that these are our skill cards, and this guy has the same. So these cards, these skill cards, do not go into our deck. Only the decks that come with the skill cards are going to be shuffled into our deck, and it's kind of easy to know what comes with in what goes with what, because they have a little symbol. Let me show you. So here's one of our cards, the Stray Sinner, and if you look, he has a little skeleton symbol, and that is going to be found in one of our cards. Is actually right here in the Haunted Forest. So we know that that card belongs to the Haunted Forest domain. And just like that, every card in the deck has a symbol that's going to correspond. Here we go. Here's the that symbol, which actually comes from this card right here, the Necromancer. So with that said, we can go ahead and shuffle all of our cards, and then I'm going to prepare setup and show you guys what the setup looks like in a minute. Okay, I have the game set up now, ready to go. Let me tell you a little bit of how you set it up. So in the middle, we have our locations that we are trying to conquer. As soon as somebody conquers 2 of the 3 locations, they're the winners. So it's a race to conquer these locations. Their locations are pretty much exactly the same. The game comes with 4, but it really doesn't matter. They don't really have any abilities or anything special about them. They all pretty much go to 12 damage, so it's just racing to 12 damage in 2 out of the 3 locations. That's the middle, that's the battlefield, that's where we're going to be fighting. Now everybody has a player side, and the game comes with a nice player aid, 2-sided. You can use whichever side you want. They're functionally they're the same, it's just different art. I'm showing you both so you can kind of have a look at both. There's a spot for your grimoire. Actually, there's a spot for a grimoire and a spot for your discard pile. I guess these are the bones, so I like it as a discard pile. I don't care. I don't think that it makes a difference. I like that there's a nice reference to all of the things that you can do during your turn. So if you ever are not sure, they're listed right here. You start with 1 omen, which is something both players do, which is something that's going to let you re-roll dice, because yes, there is dice. You don't see them here, but they're coming. It's just there's 2 phases in the game. You'll understand all of that. The first is the preparation phase, and then the battle phase. So for the first phase, we're preparing the battlefield, and then during the phase 2, the battle phase, that's when we go at it and roll the dice. 2 trackers. One is for our energy, mana that we get to spend to get cards into our play area, which is here in the battle, and then actions, because we have 6 actions before the battle phase begins. This is the first marker token, and it also helps us to reroll all of our dice, so I can flip it and have either my dice reroll completely or my opponent's dice reroll completely, and you'll understand that all later. And same thing goes for the other player, for Tegu. Now I have my skill cards for both players here ready to go, and I know that this looks a little weird if you've seen some of our other videos. I like to play with the character sheets facing me, but in this game, because of the way that the minions are going to be placed, I had to place them like that, side to side. I'm looking on the side, but it should work. But this is one player right here, this is another player. We're both facing each other. It's going to matter when we start playing, so that's why I did it like that. So we're ready to go to gameplay. Let's do it. All right, before we start playing, which we have 6 cards in our hands at the beginning of the game, so let's do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 5 for you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's interesting to notice that that's it. We don't get to draw cards at all. It's not like we replenish at the end of the turn. If we want to draw cards, we have to take an action, and we'll go over what all the actions are. But for now, we start with 6 cards in our hand. And the next thing we need to do is place our character, because wherever this character is standing in whatever one of the 3 locations, that's when some of the abilities are going to trigger that they won't trigger anywhere else. And you'll understand that a little later as well. But I gotta pick. Now, I'm first player, and since Miss Zelda's first player, she knows she's going to be battling first in this location. Whoever's not first player gets to battle first in the other 2 locations. So because of that, I'm going to go ahead and put my Miss Zelda girl right here. I'm gonna go ahead and claim that for this round, Meselda's gonna stand in the middle in the underground hive. And then, of course, Tegu has to do the same thing, and he's thinking the same. I got my chances of starting, and we always start battles to the left of the player that's not first. So we're gonna start here in Old London and move our way down as we battle. So he's thinking, why not? Let's start at Old London. It gives me an advantage because I'm going first. Focus my energy there. Of course, you can move these as for an action, but you don't want to spend an action just moving characters around. All right, and with that, we can start. Like I said, Miss Zelda is going to be a first player, and there's a few things that we can do during our turn. Let me show you what those actions are. Alright, so during our game round, the first round, we skipped the ready, all of this ready phase because, of course, we're already ready. But, you know, you would do all of this starting next round. But what matters right now is the action phase. That's kind of what I wanted to show you. This is everything that we can do during our turn. And what are the actions? Well, we can channel energy, which gains us 2 energies. We start with 6. We can draw 2 cards and we meditate. And remember I told you there's no more drawing cards. So from now on, if we want to draw cards, it's through meditation. We can cast a spell, which means playing a card. And we have to pay its cost, of course. I'll show you that. And then we can activate a power. We use anything that has an action on it. And the last thing we can do is reinforce, which is moving our characters or our minions around. Characters are allowed to mulligan. The way you mulligan is you can go ahead and reveal any non-minion cards that you want and put them in your discard pile and draw back up to a number of, to 6. So let's see what she has and see if she wants to mulligan her cards, and then we'll take a look at Tegu's hand and do that, and then we'll start taking our turns, taking our actions. So there's a reason why they didn't let you mulligan if you don't have minions. So I'm looking for minions. She has a minion, she has a minion, she has 3 minions, 4 minions, and then a sorcery and an attachment. You know what? I think she's fine. With all these minions, she's gonna have plenty to play. Okay, Tegu has a minion and a minion and a minion. That's 3, that's 4 minions, 5 minions. All he has is minions. So even if he wanted to, he cannot take a mulligan. So we're fine. Okay, so back to Miss Zelda's hand. I will most probably want to start playing a minion, and I've kind of put them in order of their cost. This is the cheapest one, and it has an ability. See that sword? That means that when it gets destroyed, if he is where Miss Zelda's character is, so in the center, because remember Miss Zelda, we placed her in the middle. But if he's in the middle, then when destroyed, return this minion to your hand. Then you may discard a minion from your hand to weaken a minion, and you'll know about weaken when we get there. But I think I know that I need to place this one in the middle. It costs 2 energy to play, and then he is going to be rolling 3 dice, and his life is he's kind of weak. He only takes 1 damage to die, but when he dies, he does have an ability. So let's place him first. So first, I'm going to mark that I'm taking an action, and my action is going to be to play a card or cast a spell, I believe it's called. Cast a spell, yes. And I have to pay 2 energy for this minion, and I know I want to put him in the middle because he only activates if he is with Miss Zelda. And that's it. That's my turn. That's all I'm going to do this time around. You see, turns are going to be real fast. Of course, I'm talking, I'm explaining, but when you're playing a game and people understand and know how the game is played, it goes by really fast. But let's go to Tegu and see what he wants to play. So Tegu has a hand full of minions, and he has minion zombies that have a buried ability, and that means that they can be this buried ability can be used if they're in the discard pile. So he wants to put this guy in the discard pile so that then he can play this minion from your graveyard for free. So he doesn't need that in his hand. You know what? I think he's going to start with one of these expensive ones. Let's see. When played, draw 2 cards, then weaken an enemy minion. So we can actually, we wouldn't be able to weaken the enemy that's on the board, because when you weaken an enemy, you can do damage, but you cannot kill it. So weakening an enemy that's only 1 HP wouldn't work. So let's save this guy for later. What about this guy? Lord of the Undead, ongoing. Your zombie minions get +2 attack. Now this guy I can get behind because I know that I want to play some zombies. I got a zombie here waiting to be discarded somehow. Got a zombie here, council of 3. When played, you may search your grimoire, shuffle afterwards for up to 3 cards and put them in your graveyard. Now there we go. I want to use that ability as well. And this guy, he has a buried ability, so I want him in the graveyard. And those we looked at. So I think I'm going to start by playing the one that lets me put stuff in the graveyard. I think that's going to be plenty helpful. Okay, so his ability doesn't have the sword, so I can actually play him anywhere. I don't want to ever leave a battlefield unopposed, which means no minions, because if you leave a battlefield unopposed, it's easier. We can get more damage. And you'll see that when we roll dice in the battle phase. But I know that I don't want to leave anything unopposed. So I'll go ahead and play him here. That takes my action for the turn. And he costs 2. So I'm down to 4. Now, he has this icon up here. Let me show you. I know he costs 2 because it tells me right here. But he has this icon, which is an omen icon. That means that when I play this card, I get an omen. So that means I get another reroll. He's going to be rolling 2 dice, and his HP is 2, so a little bit better than the minion my opponent played. So I'll just take an omen, which is double-sided. There's damage on the other side, so be careful when you place them. But I'll take an omen and I'll put it on my player board, and that's it. That's my turn. That's all I did. So now we go back to Misselda, and remember that minion she wanted to play. I think she's going to do it now because now it makes sense. She has 4 energy. She's going to play the Vengeful Baron. Vengeful Baron. This will cost her all her energy because it costs 4. And if I play it in the middle, when played, choose 1. Deal 2 damage to a minion that has 1 or more flame counters on it, or put 2 flame counters on an enemy minion. And flame counters are going to be doing damage to minions. Not as fast as damage counters, but they will do damage. So I can go ahead and use that ability to pretty much put damage counters, flame counters on the minion that's on the board, which is 2 HP. So I go ahead and I'm going to play him here. It's an action and it costs me all of my energy, so I'm down to 0 energy. But remember, as an action, I can regain some energy. And because I placed him where Misselda's at, the ability triggers and I can put 2 flame counters on our friend here. Is he a zombie? He is a zombie. Okay. Because remember, he helps other zombies out. Am I right? No, he was the one that helped me search. And of course, I'm not supposed to know what the other player has, so I don't. Misselda doesn't know that Tegu has a card that helps some zombies. So, but inadvertently, without noticing, I'm actually killing one of the zombies that would get a +2 attack. But that's it for her. Now we go back to Tegu's turn. Okay, Tegu has 4 energy, so he can't play that, and he can't play that. He can play his buried, which he doesn't want to play. The only one that he can play is when destroyed, you may destroy a non-legend minion with attack 3 or less. And non-legend minion is the minion that doesn't have any icons here. The legendary, right here, he is legendary. He has a legendary symbol. So anything, he can kill something that's non-legendary. You know what? I think he wants to really play this one that lets him gain more attack. So I think for now he's just going to charge. So charging means getting 2 energy back. He can use his whole action just to go back up to 6. He knows that this minion, even though he has flame counters, the flame counters don't come into effect until the end of the round. And the way it goes is preparation phase, right, which is the one we're doing now, then battle phase, which is the one we roll dice and we attack, and end of round phase. So he's going to be around for at least to get 1 attack in. So if he can get a higher attack, then that's great. But with that said, that's it. That's all he's gonna do. He's done. He just gained 2 energy. So it's back to Misselda, who has no energy. So for her turn, she's also going to get a little bit of energy back. And we're back to Tegu once again, who's now got 6 energy. What does he want to do with that? So Tegu wants to play his very expensive 5 energy cost card that's gonna give him another omen, Lord of the Undead, and he's gonna roll 4 dice and has an HP of 3. And if he plays it where his Tego character is, it's ongoing. Your zombie minions get +2 attack. So he's gonna go ahead and do that. He'll place it here where Tego is at, so that the ability triggers. That's an action. It costs him 5 energy, so he's down to 1. And he gains an omen. So he has 3 omens. 2 over here, and she only has 1 omen, but that's it. That's his action. He's down to almost no energy. Let's see what Miss Hilda's gonna do this turn. Miss Hilda doesn't have that much energy, but she found the perfect card that she can play, and it only costs her 1 energy, and it's finally gonna give her an omen. And it's an ongoing ability. The attached minion's text box is blank. This ability cannot be blanked. So this ability cannot be blanked, but she's going to blank someone's ability. Remember that minion that gave all the zombies +2 attack? Forget that. That card is now blank. And then when played, weaken the attached minion. So on top of it, we're going to make him weaken. And also, this gives that minion -2 dice when rolling. And does not add any HP to him. So let's curse this guy. So most attachments are played on your own cards, and they make your cards better. But the Demonologist, or I think it's the Demonologist, no, it's Missilda. Missilda has this ability to curse other people. So we're going to go ahead and curse this guy over here. And we want to make sure that we can see the what the attachment is doing to it, because now it's getting 4 -2, so its attack is down to two dice. And his HP, it's still at 3. But this ability is long gone, and we're also going to weaken it. And remember, we can weaken an enemy all the way up to until it's without killing it. So we've just weakened it, and now instead of having that HP, it's going to be a little weaker. All right, so to weaken a minion, we go ahead and put a damage counter on it. Remember, we can't kill it, but we can make it weaker. So instead of 3 HP, he takes 2 more damage and he's out. So I think that was a pretty good turn for her. And I will go down to 1 for I have to pay for that card, and I also need to remember that I used an action. That was my turn. Now we go back to Tegu, who is like, hey, what's up? But don't feel sorry for him. He's unopposed here. So if Missilda cannot put a minion here, he's going to really take advantage of this battlefield. So Tegu has 1 energy and pretty expensive cards in his hand, but he does have this zombie. And remember, well, now he's not getting 2 attack, but remember, this zombie wants to be in the graveyard somehow, because I can play him, just bring him back. Well, we are the necromancer, right? So when he's in the graveyard, because he's going to be, we can use his buried ability to, you may play this minion from your graveyard for free. So we will be saving that 1 energy that's going to cost us right now, because right now he's not in the graveyard, he's in our hand. But let's go ahead and play him. He's not like the best attacker, but he does roll 2 dice, and he does have an HP of 2. So for my action, I will spend 1 energy. Now I also know that we have 2 more actions. That's it. And Missilda has concentrated her forces here, but she's left the other 2 battlefields unattended. So I'm gonna take advantage of that and put my zombie here, meaning that if Missilda doesn't hurry up over there, she's gonna be unopposed there as well. So let's see how that plays out for us. In the meantime, that's our action. So we go back to Missilda. She has 2 more actions left. Let's see what she's gonna do next. Missilda also doesn't have a lot of energy, but she does have 1 left. And here's a 1 energy card that I think I like. It's a sorcery, you can tell, because down here is a sorcery. And demonic ambitions. Choose 1. Destroy an attachment, which she doesn't want to do, because the only attachment that's in the field is her attachment that's cursing the enemy. Or remove all flame counters from a minion. And remember, there's a minion out there with flame counters. Then deal that much damage to that minion. So we can go ahead and change those flame counters into damage. And I think that will kill that minion. So sorceries are a little bit different than minions, because you play them and then you discard them and you put them away. So for her turn, she is going to go ahead and pay the 1 energy she has left and turn these 2 into damage counters. And as soon as I do that, he's gotten the 2 HP. So this guy's toast. And we go ahead and put him in the discard pile, and that's her turn. So in effect, what she's done is that she is clearing this battlefield, and if the battlefield is unopposed for the entire battle phase, which is not now. This is the preparation phase or something like that. The ready phase, I believe it's called. Then this battlefield is unopposed. So what Mesilda did is put some pressure on Tegu to get some minions out in this battlefield, and he has no energy left. So that's going to, right? Exactly. There's 2 turns left, and even if Tegu wanted to gain energy this turn, he will go up to 2. He still won't be able to play a minion to that battlefield by the end of, before his actions run out. So he's in trouble. So he has 2 options. He can either gain the energy and just save it for, next time, or he can draw 2 cards and hope to. He still won't be able to play them because with 2 cards in his hand, he still wouldn't be able to. He won't have enough actions because this turn he'll draw cards, and next turn it'll cost at least 1 energy, and he has no energy whatsoever left. So I think it's either or will be fine. Either drawing more cards to be ready for the next ready phase, or getting some energy to be ready for the next energy phase, for the next ready phase. He wants to play these cards. These are good cards. So I think because of that, he's just going to go ahead and get those 2 energy. That will be an action that he can do, because energy, yes, every round we do get energy, but there's 2 ways of getting energy. You'll see it next turn, but some of it could be luck because you're rolling to get energy. So he'll rather just gain the energy this way. So back to Mesilda, she still has 2 unopposed battlefields and not enough time to get this done. She's in the same predicament. Her cards are 3 and 7, so she won't have time to put stuff in either one of those battlefields. So she'll also get energy, and that's her action. That's her last action. So she's done. This is it for her. And then he's just going to go ahead and get 2 more energy and be really like ahead for next time. And with that, we've completed the ready phase, and we can go to the battle phase where things get, well, interesting. Okay, so the way we do it is Mesilda is the first player, so Tegu is going to start with the battlefield on his left. So we're going to start in Old London, and we're going to resolve it. Then we'll go to the middle battlefield, and then the one on his right. He's first here. So what you do is you get a minion, if you have any, and you exhaust the minion to indicate that you're using it. He only has 1, so he's going to go ahead and exhaust this minion. And if there's any tactics that you want to use, this is the time to use it. Now, we have a tactics on the on his skill card, on his the skill cards that he got at the beginning. So let's see if we can apply it right now. Okay, the tactic from the Haunted Forest reads: you may exhaust this skill card to gain an omen. If the attacking minion is a skull minion, gain another omen. Because of course, this is the skull domain. The minion he's using though, it does not come from the skull. It has that symbol right here. So unfortunately, all he's going to do is gain an omen, but gain an omen is not bad. So we go ahead and exhaust the skill. We do get to refresh it soon, so might as well use it or lose it kind of a deal. It'll be refreshed. Actually, I haven't been doing the best at keeping track of my skill cards, although I did check and they didn't apply, at least when I wanted them to apply. So but I might miss some of the skills as we play. I hope I don't, but just know that I might miss them. Okay, anyway, so it's time to roll. He did the tactics. She cannot use tactics here because she's not standing here, right? Mesilda is over there. So attack. We check the attack. We know he has 4 attack, but however, because of the curse, he loses 2, so he's at 2. So he's only going to be rolling 2 dice. So now we're going to roll and see what happens. Okay, so here we go. All right, he got a hit and a critical hit. So not bad. So a hit will cause 1 damage. A critical hit will cause 1 damage. However, because the battlefield was unopposed, because from the beginning of the battle phase there was no minions defending it, it will count double. Now, we're not done yet. We can do something to mitigate this, and that's where the omens come take into place, be into place. So starting with the attacker, which right now is Tegu, he can use omens to re-roll 1 die. So 1 omen re-rolls 1 die. Of course, Tegu doesn't want to re-roll any of his dice. He rolled really good. So he's deciding to pass and say, I don't need any rerolls. Now it goes to the defender, Miselda. Miselda. Sorry, Miselda. Okay, Miselda. She has one omen, and she also has her roll because she was first player. So she can either say pass and take the damage, which will be 3 damage, which will all go to her, what do you call it, to the battlefield, because she has no minions that could be hurt. She can use an omen to have him reroll 1, or she can use her fate token to have him reroll everything. And it's a tough choice. I think, because things can get worse, we're going to take an omen and have him reroll the one that's double damage, hoping to just mitigate that a little bit. So, and it's still double damage. But now we go back to Tegu, and Tegu can use an omen to have the die re-rolled, but he's happy with the results because they're the same. And we go back to Miselda, and she can now use her token to, clean that 3 damage and have him re-roll again. But he's been rolling so good that I don't know. And there's another unopposed 2 die, but can it get any worse than this? You know what? She's gonna do it. She's going to use the fate and have him re-roll everything. So let's see what he rolls. Alright, so and it's only 2 damage, so she actually mitigated 1 damage. Not a lot, but she's also put herself in this weird position where she has no more rerolls. So from now on, she has to live with whatever she rolls, which this game is not the best position to be on. But in the meantime, 1, 2, we mark the damage here, and we move on to the next battlefield, in which Miselda is going to go first. I'm just going to call her Miss. No, Miselda. I can remember this. Miselda's going to go first. This battlefield is also unopposed. She's got to pick a minion to go first. So her Screaming Coast has a tactic that reads, you may exhaust this skill card to weaken a minion. If you weaken the attacking minion, it gets +3 attack. But however, there are no minions in the battlefield where the avatar is, so therefore this is useless to us. So I don't think it matters which minion we attack with first. She doesn't have any rerolls, but he does. So let's go ahead and attack with the smaller minion first. It's going to be rolling 3 dice, and that's it. That's all the abilities it has. So let's get 3 dice and roll and see what we get. Okay, that was a pretty good roll. I'm not complaining. 2 criticals and 1 hit. So first Miselda gets to use omens to force rerolls, but she has no omens, no fate tokens left, so no rerolls on her part. But this guy has 3 omens, and those criticals are going to count as doubles. So he's going to just start by using 1 and having her reroll 1 of the crits. And now she got a blank, so it's better. We go back to Miselda. She has no omens, so she can't force any rerolls. Come back to Tegu. Tegu says, sure, your rerolls are actually not bad. So reroll the other critical. And she's still a critical. Go back to Miselda, but she has no rerolls. He can use his last one or hold on to it. I think he wants to hold on to it in case he rolls a blank here. So he's going to take 3 damage. Now, the way it works is the criticals, the attacker chooses where the criticals go. So the attacker gets to choose if the damage goes to a minion or to the battlefield. Now, in this case, there's no minion, but if there was, you could have a choice. So those 2 are going to go straight to the battlefield. Now, the ones that are not critical, the regular hits, the defender gets to choose where the damage goes. So he can choose to put the damage on a minion instead of on the battlefield to protect the battlefield. However, in this case, there is no minion here, so he has to take it on the battlefield, just like Miselda had to take everything on the battlefield when she got attacked. That's not it, because we have another minion that hasn't acted yet. So he is going to activate, and he rolls 4 dice. Okay. Alright, a critical, 2 hits, and another hit. That's a lot of damage again. And now you see the importance of those omens and how they can come in handy. This guy is, Tegu's sitting at, looking at 2, 3, 4, 5 more damage if he doesn't use one of his rerolls. Now we know the cell doesn't have any rerolls, so he want to, I think he will try. I mean, he has to, right? And whatever happens there happens, but he cannot just let go of the battlefield. So it doesn't matter which one he has her reroll. They both are going to be doing 2 damage. Okay, there's 1 less damage, but that's all he can do. He's out of omens. So he's taking 1, 2, 3, 4 more damage. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that puts this battlefield at 7. So just like that, Misselda really has taken advantage of the unopposed battlefield, which she had to fight for. She had to destroy that minion. Alright, last battlefield then. And in this battlefield, Tegu goes first. Doesn't really matter because Tegu's the only one that has minions there. It's going to exhaust his zombie, which does not get +2 attack because this card has been blanked, but he would get it because of his ongoing ability from this other minion. So he's going to be rolling 2 dice. Let's see what he rolls. No rerolls here. It's just straight. She gets 3 damage because she has no rerolls. He has no rerolls. So that's 1, 2, 3 to this battlefield, and that's the end of the round. Now at the end of the round, few things happen, and I mean a few things happen depending on the game. In this game, because we're playing with that ability with the flame tokens will turn into damage now at the end of the round. However, there are no flame tokens anymore, which means that nothing else is going to happen. So we can actually go to the next round, and things are going to happen at the beginning of the round in order. They're all listed on the player aid, and player board has a nice, I love that it does that because it does help. So let's go through the list and do all of the ready phase actions. Okay, so the first thing in number 1 is a new first player gains the fate counter full side up. So the fate token, fate counter, goes over here. Tegu's first player, and it's full. Alright, number 2. Number 2, ready all exhausted cards in play. Okay, everything's gonna be ready. So this is the moment where everything gets to be ready. The attachment is still with us. We don't lose that. Still get that -2 and that blank. That's really hurting Tegu over there. And the skill card also gets refreshed. That's it. Okay, moving on. Number 3, the first player rolls the energy die or has all players gain 4 energy. Need to make a decision. Let's read the 4 because I think we can do all these together. Set all action trackers to 6, and then number 5, each player gains 1 omen, and then number 6, start. So Tegu has a decision to make. He can have everybody earn 4 energy, or he can roll this die, which can go up to 8 energy. Now he's at 4, so he only needs 6. So that means that, does he want to secure 4 energy, or does he go for the chance of maybe gaining 6 energy here? It's a tough one. I think for now, he's just going to go for that 4 energy and be safe. 1, 2, 3, 4 for you, and 1, 2, 3, 4 for Misselda. So everybody gains an omen. Okay, and we gain our actions back. And now we are ready for round number 2. Tegu's gonna go first. Tegu's gonna start by playing this Narangero. Okay, him. Costs 5 energy. He has 2 icons. When you have a new icon you've never seen before, this is the fly icon. That means that if we maneuver, which we haven't done because, you know, once you maneuver, it takes an action and it's just moving the minions around. We need to protect all the battlefields. We might use it, but the advantage of him is when you maneuver, you only move to an adjacent battlefield. So you can move from the middle to one of the sides or from the side to the middle. But this guy, because he flies, he can go anywhere he wants. He can go from one of the flanks to the other flank. He considers everything adjacent. With that said, when played, oh, you know, we forgot to put the forgot to do that. We'll do it in a minute. When played, draw 2 cards, then weaken an enemy minion. And this has to be played wherever his avatar is. Okay, before I play a card, the number 6, I didn't read the whole thing, that's why. Number 6 is to put these guys. These guys come back to us, and we have to put them in a battlefield again. So we start with the first player, so Tegu has to decide where he wants this guy. Now, he knows he's losing this battlefield, so maybe maybe this is a good place for him to put it, so that any abilities that trigger, like he's more, the other two, he's slowly beating them up. Of course, he only needs to destroy two, but I think he's gonna, for this round, just go here and try to save this, or at least make it harder for the opponent to get it. And then Iselda has to make the same decision, and she's in the same predicament. Does she just want to stay here to get this going and make this stronger? Because remember, this has had this been destroyed ability that if she's not here, this is not going to happen. Or does she want to focus on the other two battlefields and start, getting something stronger there? Does she have any? When she does, oh, it's gonna be tough. She has a very expensive minion in her hand. She needs to be drawing some cards. Okay, you know what? Just for this round, I'm gonna leave her here. Because it's tough. Do I want to protect? You know what? I'll leave her there for now. Anyways, so back to playing. So he's gonna play this guy, the legendary. And when played, draw 2 cards and weaken an enemy minion. So he's playing it here because that's where his guy is. Draw 2 cards. I like that. 1, 2. We'll take a look at that. Takes an action to do that, and 5 energy. So he's down to 3 energy. And weaken an enemy minion. So we can't weaken him because that would kill him. He only has 1 HP. So we'll weaken this guy. Now he only has 2 more HP to go. And that's it. That's it for him. Now, like I said, Iselda really needs to get some cards into her hands. I think for her turn, that's what she's going to do. She's just going to draw 2 cards and get some choices. Okay. Back to Tegu. He's got some new cards. Let's see them. He's only got 3 energy, and he has 2 new cards that all cost 4. So we can't play those. We can't play this 5. Do we want to play this? Sadistic Ceremony. Play a minion with essence 2 or greater from your hand, paying its cost. Weaken it 1 or more times. Count the damage dealt this way and deal that much damage to another minion in the same battlefield. Wow, that's interesting. But we don't have enough energy to pay all of that because we have to, we have 3 energy. This costs 1 energy to play, and then we have to pay the essence, which is the HP. And unless we do this guy, it says, oh, it has to be essence 2 or greater, so we can't do it. So I think I'm just going to get some energy to see if I can get to playing these higher cost cards. You can see that in this game, energy is a tough commodity to come by. So we're going to use an action to go up to 5, and maybe he can play one of those cards. Now, over here in Iselda's world, she's still got some expensive cards, but let's see. And they all have abilities that trigger in the battlefield. I kind of want to spread out a little bit and move some minions around. Maybe she should have started somewhere else. Because she has 6 energy, we get to play this guy. He's a legendary card. I can't pronounce that. Belphegor. And this ability, if I use it where in the place where she's at the end of each round, you may deal 2 damage to each minion, including this one. So I would hurt my minions, their minions, everybody's minions. However, I'm just thinking of getting a strong dude at one of the other battlefields. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play him here. He gets me an omen when he comes in. He is my action for the turn, and he does cost me all of my energy. But this battlefield is down to 3 damage. This is only 2 damage, so I'm thinking I'll protect and at the same time maybe do some damage in this battlefield against that puny little zombie. That's Iselda. Now we go back to Tegu, who's struggling for energy. He's at 5. I think he got enough to play some of his big cards. So which one's he going to play? He's going to play this champion, which I cannot pronounce. It's going to cost him 4 energy, leave him down to 1. He looks pretty fierce though. He's going to get an omen for that. He has some buried abilities, so he wants him on the graveyard. The buried ability reads, you may play this minion from your graveyard. You gotta pay its cost. If you do, you may weaken it any number of times and gain an omen for each damage. So we can actually get omens from him once he is in the graveyard and we bring him back. But in the meantime, here's my action for the turn. It's gonna cost me all of that. And then where do I want to put him? His ability can be used from anywhere. Do I just want to continue over there? Or should I, you know what, I think this one is lost to me. Let me try and get this one done. Or actually, even faster, if I come here and this is still unopposed, I'm really going to go all out. Or should I protect what's coming? Because this guy's going to roll 6 dice. That's a lot of dice. That's a lot of dice. Tough decisions in this game. Here or here? I don't know. What do you guys think? Do I go offense or do I go defense? I think I'll go defense for now. I don't know that I can just lose, because I'm already losing this battlefield. If I lose that one, I'm done. So anyways, that was Tegu's action. Now back to Miss Zelda. She has no energy. So yeah, let's just gain some energy for her action. Okay. And he's in the same predicament, almost no energy, no buried cards to play, no way to get rid of stuff. So yeah, he's just going to gain some energy. And she's at 2 energy, still cannot play anything. She'll get more energy, and I think he's going to do the same. Pretty much this battle is it's tough. They don't have energy. Okay, she's got 4 now, so we're gonna play the Jester for 3 energy, and when he's destroyed, distribute 2 flame counters among enemy minions. Remember, flame counters turn into damage, so you don't want to destroy this guy. Of course, for that to happen, I have to put him here. And it's important to notice, because we're getting there, you can only have 4 minions per battlefield. So she's about to be done with this battlefield. You cannot have more than 4. But that was an action, and that guy cost them 3. She's down to 1. Now, do I want to, does Tegu want to play a minion? He's back up to 5. Alright, I think Tegu's going to play another defender. He doesn't defend very well. He's more of an attacker than a defender, which, that's true, I didn't notice that. Alright, so 4, and he does have an omen. When destroyed, you may destroy a non-legendary minion with attack 3 or less. So he's got a pretty good ability, but I'd have to put him in the middle again. I guess I will, because that ability is just too good to miss out on. He can just destroy one of an attacker that attacks with 3 or less, and she's got 2 of those there. So I think we're going to leave it there. That's my last action, and it costs me 4 energy, so I'm down to 1 energy. Miss Zelda gets 1 more action, and then back to the battle. So what is Miss Zelda going to do with 1 energy? Not play any cards, that's for sure. Should we get energy? Should we move enemies around? Like, this is still unopposed. If I move one of these guys, you know what? She will. She'll use her action to move this guy. He already used his ability when played, so his ability is just not worth anything right now. That way, no battlefield is unopposed, and that's her action. She still keeps her energy. We'll go to the battle phase. We're going to start now. In this turn, she is going to be attacking first in her left most field, which would be over there in the Southwark. Not Southwark. That's in Miami. Southwark. No. Is that what it's called? Never mind. Anyway, so she only has 1 minion there, but it's a strong one. So she's going to be, let's see, is tactics here wouldn't, this has a tactic. Oh, well, it doesn't work because it has to be what the avatar is. So all she's doing is rolling 6 dice. So let's do it. Do they have any tactics? I don't think so. No, they just have buried abilities. Okay, that's a lot of damage. Okay, so right now we're looking at 2 crits and 3 hits and a blank. Starting with the attacker, which is Miss Zelda. She can re-roll anything she wants. Actually, she could force to re-roll that blank, but I think she's happy with what she got. She'll save her re-rolls. We haven't been getting a lot of omens this game, and that could be because I've been completely forgetting about these skill cards. Some of those give you omen cards, omen tokens. I apologize. I'll try to remember for the next ready phase. Alright, so over here, he can just have her reroll everything. It could be worse though. Right now we're just looking at 2, 3, 4, 5 damage, which will kill both minions, but they'll go, you know what? He's not going to make a reroll because, well, actually that's not true. It wouldn't kill. See, the red criticals, the attacker chooses where the damage goes. But that's only, you know what? He's not going to reroll. He's going to leave it. He's going to reroll because you'll see. So we go to the damage phase, assign damage. So First, the two criticals. The attacker is going to choose. Do you want to destroy a minion, or do you want to destroy the battlefield? If I destroy a minion, the minions cannot attack. So it's not a bad thing to destroy a minion, but I know that there's 3 more damage that he's gotta. So you know what? I know that this guy gets to be played for free from the graveyard, so that's not a good guy to destroy. I'm just gonna go straight to battlefield. 2 to the battlefield, and then this 3 hits. The defender gets to choose how to assign them. So 2 are going to go to the guy that comes back for free, because why not? And then 1 damage is going to go to this minion that can take up to 3 damage. That way the battlefield doesn't take any more damage. And this 2 are going to kill him. That's why I didn't put damage counters on him. But remember, he comes back real easy for free, for an action, but still, free is free. And he still gets to attack. Now it's his turn. He's going to exhaust this minion, and this minion is going to roll 5 dice. So, yeah, let's see what he rolls. Wow. Okay. I've been rolling like a champ for both teams. They can't complain. I've been rolling really good for everybody. Only 1 blank. So starting with the attacker, I can ask for rerolls, but I don't want to. Let's go to the defender. Yes, let's go ahead and have him reroll that double hit. See what he gets. Oh, even worse. So again, he's happy with the results. She doesn't want to lose her last, so she's just gonna take it. So first, the attacker is going to assign that damage, and it's going to go. This guy takes 5 to kill. It's just going to go to the battlefield. We're going to advance the battlefield. And then the defender gets to assign 3 damage. I guess we'll go to the zombie. Don't think the battlefield wants that damage. So that's 3 damage to the zombie. Not dead yet. Okay. Moving to the next one. Now, the first player is going to attack first. One of these guys is going to go first. Let's do the heavy hitter, because he's easier to kill, and I don't want him to not be able to use his heavy attack. So 5 dice. Okay, that was actually, I've seen worse. Tegu has the Fate token, which can reroll everything, and 1 reroll. I think he's going to pass for now. Let's see what she does. I think she's gonna pass as well. That's, I mean, it could get so much worse than this, right? It's not unopposed, so let's see. Does he want to reroll? He doesn't, so we're done. So first, Tegu assigns damage. Let's see. I think I'm gonna kill this little guy. That way he won't attack. So goes into the discard pile. Let's see. He does have an ability when he is destroyed. The horror says, when destroyed, return this minion to your hand. Then you may discard a minion from your hand to weaken a minion. So this guy, instead of going to my discard pile, is going back to my hand, and then I can discard one of these guys. And I will discard, I won't discard the, actually, this guy is so expensive that I will discard the expensive guy. I know he's a 7, he must be awesome, but when am I going to get to 7 energy? So I'm going to discard him so that I can weaken a minion. And I can't weaken him because it will kill him. So we'll just weaken this guy. Okay, and that was the red star. These are blanks. So now Miscellaneous gets to assign 2 damage. She can do it on the battlefield, and she can do it to her own minion. He has a when destroyed ability. I think he's going to split it. 1 for the battlefield and 1 for the minion. Okay, and now it's her turn. She's going to exhaust her minion to indicate that he's going to use them. He rolls, the Jester rolls 3 dice, so let's do it. Okay, pretty good, Jester. Miscellaneous gets to force rerolls, but she's happy with what she rolled. She'll leave it. He, however, is not happy with that roll, and he's going to actually use his Fate token and have her reroll everything. So go again, Miscellaneous. Okay, here she goes. Well, that's probably worse. So that was Tegu's chance to force rerolls. Now Miscellaneous gets a chance to force rerolls, but she's happy with this. Tegu can use his last omen to get another force reroll, but I think he's just gonna take it. These are all hits that the defender chooses where they're gonna go. So one of them is going to kill that guy. Here, let's bring the force so I don't lose track. I gotta assign 4 hits. So one is gonna go to him, and he has an ability when he's destroyed. You may destroy a non-legendary minion with attack 3 or less. Really good ability. So right here in the battlefield, he actually has a minion that is 3 attack or less and is non-legendary, so he can destroy that guy. He has a when destroyed ability. When he is destroyed, he can distribute 2 flame counters among enemy minions. Put them in the discard pile. And now we're gonna go ahead and spread these flame counters around. Now, flame counters, remember, at the end of the round, they turn into damage. So let's see who. That guy. I'm going to give him both to him because he is going to be dead at the end of the round. And that guy rolling 5 dice, he needs to be out of here. Okay, so I have 3 more damage that Tegu has to assign. Let's see. This guy is going to take 3 and then 1 for the battlefield. Yeah, you're going to have to. Or we can just kill you. You know what? Yeah, I think we're going to save the battlefield, destroy you instead. Because we can put new minions in there, but the battlefield, when it's gone, it's gone. So he is destroyed. He doesn't have a when destroyed ability, so that's that. Now, let's see. That was Tegu, so we started there. We have 1 more battlefield, and we're thin in the battlefield. What happened to all the stuff that was here? She was about to reach her limit of minions, and now they're both at 0. Okay, well here, Misselda, who's now the first player, is going to go first. So she's going to attack for 4. Were we able to use tactics here? Maybe I missed them. You may exhaust the skill card when to weaken. Yes, we could have. Oh well, we forgot. Yeah, I keep forgetting the skill cards. How am I going to remember all these things? It's a lot to keep track when you're playing with 2 players. But okay, I'll do better. 4 dice. And let's see how she rolls. Okay, not the best, but not the worst. So starting with the attacker, she can force a reroll. Can we maybe get something in one of these? It's not an unopposed, so, but, you know, might as well use that omen, although I can save it. The omens do get, you can save it for the next round. You know, we're definitely going to have another round. 3 damage enough? 3 damage is enough to kill this guy. Let me reroll. Let me reroll one of them. One of these blanks. And there's another damage. That was good. Okay. How about him? Does yeah, he'll have Misselda reroll the 2 hits. Oh, but she got him again. So, and that's it for his rerolls, and that's it for her rerolls. So this is what's that. This is what's happening. So here we go. There is 4 damage that need to be assigned. What is Tegu going to do with this 4 damage? Well, he can only take 2 actually, and he's dead. So I think we're gonna do that. He's cursed anyways. So what happens is he gets put back into his discard pile, and this card, his curse, goes back to its owner's discard pile. And then there's 2 much more damage that need to be taken here on the battlefield. Okay, and with that we've completed the round. Then at the end of the round, remember, now the flame tokens turn into damage. So, oops, that's not damage. There's a damage. Okay, and with 3 damage, that's enough to get rid of this guy. So he goes into the discard pile, and we've cleared the Tegu side of the board. That's a good thing, right? We now go to the ready phase. We're going to start by doing all those steps at the beginning of the ready phase. Okay, so we're gonna follow the steps on the ready phase. The first thing that happens is that the first player changes. We've done that. Now everybody exhausts all of their cards. And of course, that's it. Tegu doesn't have anything to ready. Next up, the new first player, which is Misselda, has to choose whether to roll the dice to get energy or just straight get 4 energy. And both players are pretty much the same as far as energy, 1 each. I think this time we're gonna roll. And there is a chance to go up to 8, right? So let's see. And we did get 8, okay. So both players had at 9. That was a good roll, Miss Zelda. The next thing we do is we put back the actions all the way up to 6 actions for the next ready phase, and everybody gets a new omen. Okay, 1 for you, 1 for you. And then finally we need to decide if these guys are staying put or if they're moving around. Now Miss Zelda gets to choose first. Let's see, she is doing really good over there, and she has a minion over here. She kind of has it. I think, let's see, you know what, she's gonna move here, and the reason why she's gonna do that is because this ability is, which is an ongoing ability, would only trigger if the minion is where she's at, and he's the only minion left. Now this ongoing ability, it says at the end of each round you may deal 2 damage to each minion, including this one. So he might sacrifice himself in order to cause havoc all around them. So she's made her decision, and then Tegu, I think he's gonna stay put and try to balance things out in this battlefield, and hopefully I'll remember to use the skill so you get to see how those go. But that's it. Now we can start our turns, and Miss Zelda's gonna go first. All she has is 2 cards. She has a bunch of energy. She can spend this turn just grabbing new cards if she'd like, or she can play one of these 2. Let's see. So this guy came back to her hand, and it can continue to do so, so I think we're gonna put him out there again. It only costs 2 energy. And when destroyed, return this minion to your hand. Then you may discard a minion from your hand to weaken a minion. So let's use him. The ability will only trigger if she places it here. So let's go ahead and do that. Kind of putting some pressure in this battlefield. Let's see how, and that takes an action, and it's 2 energy. And now we can see how Tegu's going to respond to that. Tegu's in the same predicament. 2 cards. He has one that costs 5 and that one that only costs 1. I think when he's going to grab some cards to get himself more choices, because the ones he has in his hand, they're not bad, but one of them wouldn't affect the battlefield right now. So that way he buys himself some time, taking an action, and he's grabbing 2 more cards, which we'll deal with when his turn comes back around. Alright, over at Miss Zelda, she has 1 card. Not that it's a bad card, but maybe, just maybe, since Tegu spend some time grabbing cards, she's going to go ahead and do the same, and that way giving herself more choices for next time. Okay, so Tegu, what did you get? Okay, so he got the same card he had before, where the zombies would get +2 attack. Of course, there are no zombies out there. So does he have any zombies? He can also bring some zombies back from the graveyard as an action, and I think he's going to do that. There's one that's free. Where is he at? Instead of the free one, he's going to play this one. Buried. You may play this minion from your graveyard, paying his cost, so he does have to pay for energy. Essence is HP, sorry. If you do, you may weaken it any number of times. Gain an omen for each damage dealt this way. So he only takes 3 HP to kill, but you have seen that those omens can come in handy. Handy, not handly. So he would give it an omen just for playing it. I don't think I want to weaken him. I think I want to keep him as defense. Now his ability works anywhere, so I'm just going to use him as defense here because, yes, Tegu sees the threat and get an omen, and I could weaken him, but I don't need to. Let's see. That was an action, and it's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Back to Miss Zelda. Now, Miss Zelda played a card last turn. What kind of card was it? It was a phantom. Okay. Because we could be using these skills. You know what? Yes. We're going to go ahead and, as an action, use Miss Zelda's skill. Check this out. Okay, so as an action, Miss Zelda can exhaust this skill card to exhaust a non-legend enemy minion with cost 4 or less. And if there's not one to exhaust, then we gain energy instead. Now, this minion that Tegu just played costs 4 or less energy, so he is one that we can exhaust, and that way we're not going to get that 5 dice attack. So I'll go ahead and tap this one to indicate that I've used it, and then that lets me tap that guy, and that of course is my action for the turn. Now I gotta say, just because he's tapped doesn't mean that the battlefield is unopposed. He's still here. It's only if there's nothing here when the battle starts. But just preventing that 5 dice attack, I think that's a pretty good action for her right now. All right, back to Tegu. Tegu has a bunch of cards. Tegu's finally also going to use his skills, and this one says he must use an action, exhaust this skill card to play a minion from your hand. I gotta pay its cost, and then I get to draw 2 cards, so that comes pretty handy knowing that I need more cards, more choices. I'm going to go ahead and pay 5 energy for this guy. It's going to give me an omen, and then when played, choose one, play a non-curse attachment from your hand or graveyard with its cost lowered by 1, or weaken an enemy minion. I'm going to go ahead and weaken a minion. So I tapped or exhausted this card to indicate that I've used it. I have my action for the turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm down to 0 energy. This guy has to go where Tegu is if I want the ability to trigger, and I do. Remember, I get to draw 2 cards because of my skill, and then I'm going to weaken an enemy minion, which just translates into putting some damage as long as I don't kill a minion. And this guy is about to be dead, and this guy is about to be dead. Now, he rolls a lot of dice, so I want to try and get rid of him. So he's got 4 out of the 5 damage that he needs to be out of here. And that was a long turn, but that's it for Tegu. Now we go back to Miss Zelda, who still has cards in her hand and a lot of energy. Forgot to take an omen when he came out. Miss Zelda is also going to get an omen from this card, so let me do it before I forget. And then let me show you what she's going to play. This innocent young girl costs 2 energy. Like I said, gives an omen. I already took that. And then I'm going to choose the second part. Deal damage to a minion. Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm going to choose the first part. Distribute 3 flame counters among enemy minions, because I have things that can help me if I have flame counters out there. So let's see if I can get some stuff done. So 2 energy. So the girl goes in the discard pile. We're going to do some flame counters. I can distribute 3 of them however I want amongst minions, my enemy minions. And remember that at the end of the round, the minion that this turn into damage. So I can get rid of the 5 die, which might come again because he has a buried ability. Or I can almost get rid of this guy who rolls, 5 dies as well. I think we're going to go for the caretaker since he cannot come back once he's gone. We'll put the flame tokens there. And also if I can somehow get rid of him so that this battle, he doesn't mess with me, even better. So that took an action and also took 2 energy. We're back to Tegu, who has no energy. So I think as much as he'd like to play something really cool, he's just going to have to get some energy back. He has a lot of cheap cards in his hand, a lot of 1s. So yeah, he'll go ahead and get 2 energy and get ready to play one of those cards. Hopefully they can do something. All right, back to Miss Zelda, who has 5 energy. Okay, so Miss Zelda's really going to go all out with these flame counters. She's going to use this ability because she's going to be playing this minion, and this minion is a demon. So if you look at her ability, it says it's ongoing. Whenever you play a demon minion, you may exhaust this skill card to put 2 flame counters on a non-legend enemy minion. So that's 2 flame counters coming someone's way. And then this guy, when you play him, if I play him again in the battlefield where she's at, then I can choose one. Deal 2 damage to a minion that has 1 or more flame counters on it, or put 2 flame counters on an enemy minion. So first, I will go ahead and use an action. Pay my 4 energy, which puts me down to 1. Now that triggers, I can put 2 flame counters wherever I want. So I'm going to put them on him. And then I can either do 2 damage to an enemy with flame counters on it, or put 2 more flame counters. If I put 2 more flame counters, he only needs 1 and he only needs 1. So that would mean that at the end of the round, all these guys would be dead. Now he would still attack. But if I do 2 damage to him, he'd still be able to attack because that wouldn't kill him. So I think I'm going to go with the one that's going to get rid of all of them and deal with the damage. My battlefield here is not too damaged yet, so I shouldn't worry. So we're going to spread them out. Okay, and that's it. I already counted the action, so we're back to Mr. I have almost no energy, but he has some cheap cards. He has 2 energies, so he can actually play 4 out of his 5 cards. And for only 1 energy, Tegu can play this attachment, which will give his minion not only +2 attack, but also +2 HP, which means that one of his minions may survive another turn. And then he also gives it a tactic, which these come into place during the battle phase. You may discard a card to choose one, weaken a minion, or draw a card. So we can either get a better card into our hand or go ahead and weaken the minion and hopefully kill him soon. So, and also when I play this, I'm going to get an omen. Okay, so since that guy cannot attack this round because he's exhausted, I'm going to go ahead and use the attachment here. We'll just put it like that. And so this guy now has 6 HP instead of just 4, and is going to be rolling 7 dice, which is actually the maximum you can roll. If you ever get to roll more than 7, you can't. You can only roll up to 7. But that took an action and it took an energy, and we're back to Miss Zelda. It's going to be her last action. Can she do anything? She has a energy 3 cost in her hand, which means that this battlefield is going to be what do you call it, unopposed during this battle. Does she want energy or cards? I think she's going to go for cards this time. Yeah, there's a 1 and a 2, so a little cheaper, and that's her action. And then Tegu, only 1 energy remaining. I don't think he wants to play any of the cards he has in his hands. He'll just gain 2 energy, and he also has an unopposed battlefield, unfortunately. So that's it for the ready phase. Now we go to the battle phase, and in this phase, because Miss Zelda is first player, Tegu is going to start it, and he starts it on his left, which means we start at Old London, where he has no minions. So Miss Zelda's going to go, and she's going to exhaust this. Now she's rolling 4 dice, so let's see how she rolls. Okay, that's not that bad. So over at Old London, we've got 2 crits, 1 hit, and then a blank. And since she's the attacker, she can decide if she wants to roll and re-roll anything, but she's fine. This guy though thinks that because it's unopposed, he's got to get rid of at least one of those stars, those crits. So, and that's much better. That's a blank. Now Miss Zelda can re-roll. Right now she's only doing 3 damage to this battlefield. She wishes she could do more. She was going to be doing 5, which is crazy. Well, what are the chances of her getting another crit? Should she get rid of all of that? I mean, she's going to need some stuff here, but she does have the Fate token. And over there, she's pretty confident. So she's going to go ahead and, yeah, re-roll one of the blanks. And at least it's a hit. And do I want, yeah, I'm going to have her re-roll that crit. And another blank. That's not bad. And I think Miss Zelda's going to have another go. Oh, it's a 2. Okay. So at the end of everything, does he want to re-roll that too? I think he wants to save those. He's going to have some issues over there. He really is. So 4 damage to the battlefield. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we'll stop there. All right, moving along. Tegu goes first. He's the only one here. He's going to roll all 7 dice. Never done this before. So let's see what he gets to roll. Okay, there's a Carnage. Now he's the attacker. He can have force re-rolls, but I think he's okay with what he sees. Zelda saved the Fate token for this opportunity, because right now she's getting 2, 4, 5, 6 damage to that battlefield. Now she can have him re-roll everything and get even more damage. Is it a chance that she's willing to take? And then she's left with no more re-rolls. Of course, over here she's got the upper hand. I think she's gonna do it. She's gonna have him re-roll, right? I mean, you only live once. Let's see. And there it is. I think she got exactly the same. 2, 4, 5, 6. Actually, 1 less. Is it 1 less or is it the same? I think it might have been the same. exactly the same. Well, I think we're gonna leave it. She doesn't have any other reroll powers, and he wants to save his because there's stuff coming his way. So that's 2 because this is an unopposed battlefield. So 2 plus 2, 4, 5, and 6. So just like that, they're tied in this battlefield. Middle battlefield is contended for sure. Okay, and then moving along, Miss Zelda would go first. She's the only one that has active minions in that battlefield because this guy, well, he's exhausted. So it doesn't matter what we start with. Let's start with the little one. See if we can force him to use that reroll, and then roll our 6 die later. So this one is going to roll 3. She's here, so can we activate her tactic? And wait, did we activate him? We did. Could he have activated his tactic? Because I keep forgetting to do this. You may exhaust this skill card to gain an omen. If the attacking minion is a skull minion, which he is, gain another omen. So he actually has 2 more omens. If he would have used that, which he would have, right? If he was smart. So okay, so that looks a little better. Now it's a little scarier. Okay, and what about her skills? You may exhaust this skill card to weaken a minion. If you weaken the attacking minion, it gets +3 attack. So I can weaken another minion. Now that's not gonna help me because I cannot weaken him anymore because he's already. Well, actually, I could weaken him. It's just that it wouldn't matter anyways because he's gonna die at the end of the round, and I can only do it in the minions that are here. So I don't think it's necessary to do that. So we'll just go ahead and roll our 3 and see what we get. 3 damage. So now that Misselda has no way of rerolling, but he has 3 omens, so does he want to use any of them? Or does he want to wait for the 6? I think he's going to use one for that double. Okay, and it goes down to 1. So he gets 2 damage, and he's going to actually put it on his minion and not take any, because the minion is going to die anyways at the end of the round, so he might as well kill him himself. Okay, and next up, we're going to use our 4 dice over here. And let's roll and see what we get. All right. So we got a crit, which Miss Zelda would get to choose where it goes, and then we have 3 other hits. Miss Zelda is the attacker. She can now force rerolls. Do we want to force rerolls on this one, or do we wait for the 6? I think we're going to wait for the 6 this time, although that's double. But what if we get a low? It's one of those things. I think we're going to leave it. So Miss Zelda is going to assign her crit to the battlefield, and then the defender gets to assign these. One is going to go to this guy and kill him before the flame counters even activate. And then 2 have to go on the battlefield. And that means that there's nobody else to defend it. Now, the battlefield is not unopposed because there was a minion here at the beginning of the battle phase. So that's important to notice. Okay, last guy standing. 6 dice are going to be rolled. Alright. Miss Zelda can't force any rerolls. He's going to force a reroll to the doubler, getting a blank. And he's going to save his omen for next time. He takes 3 damage, bringing him up to 8 in this battlefield. But, you know, he's still in the game. And that is it for our battle phase. During the end of the round phase, these guys turn into damage. So we'll take these out. I wish this will be, the other side would be the damage. It'd be easier to flip them than to have to go get the other tokens. But okay, he's not dead yet because of his attachment. But you know, he's only 2 away. All right, now we go to the ready phase and we do all the steps to prepare for the next ready phase, starting with passing the first player marker on exhausting everybody. Okay, he has to decide if he wants straight 4 energy or to roll. He saw how good Miss Zelda rolled, so I think we're gonna roll and hope for another 8. Oh, we get another 8. Okay, so he's at max, which is 10, and she's at 9. We get our action points back. Everybody gets one omen. And then we get to decide if these guys move. Now, Tegu over here, I think he likes where he's at. Although he could move over here and try to defend. Let's move him over. This one is pretty well contended though. He's got a good hitter over here if he can keep him alive. No, let's keep him here. And then Miss Zelda, she needs to get out of there. She's got way too many minions there. She's gonna come here and face whatever happens here, because this is the most contended battlefield right now. Okay, so we did that. Now we can start. Tegu's first player. He's full of energy, but believe it or not, for his first action, he's going to use the buried ability on his zombie and get him out. His buried ability, you may play this minion from your graveyard without paying its cost. And will defend this battlefield at first. Okay, and now Miss Zelda, who's at 9 energy. For 3 energy, she's going to play this lady, who when played, exhausts a non-legend enemy minion. She's not very good at defending, but that exhaust ability comes in handy. She's going to play it here so that the ability triggers, and she's going to go ahead and exhaust this non-legendary minion, non-legend minion, so that we don't get that 5 dice roll. And he's about to die anyways, but he's not dead yet. Okay, so that took an action and 3 energy. Okay, back to Tegu. Now that Tegu has a zombie out on the field, he is going to play his minion that helps zombies. He's going to get an omen for that and rolls 4 dice, and your zombie a +2 attack. That ability to work, he's got to play it on this battlefield. Get an omen. And this minion that is exhausted here is actually not a zombie, so it wouldn't get affected, but that guy is a zombie, so he's going to get the +2. And that's his action, and that's half his energy. Alright, back to Miss Zelda. What is she going to do? You've seen her do this before. This is again a curse. The attached minion's text box is blank, and weaken the attached minion when played. It's going to give a -2 plus, it's going to get a damage. We'll attach it to Mr. I give zombies better attacks. Going to weaken him. He's only 2 away from death. Alright, back to Tegu. Tegu. Well, he still has that minion that he can play from here. Here he is. I think he's going to play him again. You remember him. He costs 4. So he's down to 1 energy. That's his action. And it has a buried ability. You may play this minion from your graveyard, playing its cost, and then I can weaken it any number of times to gain omens. But that's not what I want. I just want an enemy there. And I'm going to put him here, because his ability triggers no matter where he's at. And this unopposed battlefield has to stop. So that was it for him. And she's got only 1 card. It costs 2. Put a flame counter on an enemy minion when played. You know what? That's not terrible. Of course, I'd have to play him here. But if I put another flame counter, where can I put a flame counter? I don't know. I think I'm going to instead just grab 2 more cards. See if I can get something better. Alright, Tegu over here with no energy, except for this. This guy's costs 1. But they wouldn't work because they want me to, if they cost 1, but they want me to play an enemy from my hand, and I don't have any. I don't think I have any other buried guys in my graveyard. No, I don't. So either cards or energy. I think I'm going to go for cards. Okay. And back to Miss Zelda. Does she get anything that she can play? Miss Zelda's Infiltrator has an ability that says, when played, copy the when played effect of a non-legend minion. So I kind of like that, because I can copy this. Exhaust a non-legend enemy minion. She's not a legendary, so I'd get to exhaust another enemy minion. Of course, the only problem is that I'm playing all my minions in this battlefield, and I'm leaving, although I have bunch of guys here. I was thinking more of filling up this place, but you know, I can't pass on that ability. That cost me 3 energy, and I am going to exhaust Mr. You know what? I'll exhaust this guy. He rolls 5 dice. He only rolls 4 die. And he's already blanked. Yeah, and he rolls -2 dice. So yes, for sure, this guy. All right. And sometimes you forget to do the action, and then you're like, oh, how many actions did I play this turn? So be careful with that. Okay, what did he get? Did he get anything he can play? Okay, so the card he wants to play costs too much. Way too much. Let me see. I think as much as he'd like to play something cool, he's just going to have to get some energy. He's really hurting for energy. And Miss Zelda, unfortunately, is in the same predicament, although she does have a card that plays for 2. But again, they want to be... You know what? We'll play this one, only because she is a defender, a good defender. Let me show you. Fatherless Martyr is only 2 energy, which is exactly what Miss Zelda still has. She's a pretty good defender at a 3, and she doesn't need to be in the battlefield where Miss Zelda is at. And ongoing, whenever you meditate, which is drawing cards, you may discard a card to draw a card. So the ability, not great, but not terrible. We might get to use it, I don't know. She's only 3 HP, so if she's out of the battlefield, the ability doesn't trigger anymore. So she knows this battlefield she's got control over. She's got some good attackers. Over here, there's only 1 minion left, so and he's weakened because of the curse. So in here, she's the only one attacking, but maybe I can finally get to control this battlefield. So I'm going to put it here, taking advantage that her ability triggers no matter where she's at. And that's an action, and that costs her her last 2 energies. Now, yeah, last action for Tegu. Now he's got a little bit more energy. He wants to play this card. Can he afford all of it? So with he has 3 energy left, so he has to pay 2 for this. He'll get an Omen. It is a sorcery. Play a minion from your graveyard with its cost lowered by 4 and deal damage to it equal to its essence -1. So pretty much get a really weakened minion out there, but get a minion out there. In his graveyard, he has this legendary minion. It doesn't say that it cannot be legend. So it's going to give him another Omen, and with his cost lowered by 4, it's only going to cost him 1, which is exactly what he's going to have left. And then when played, he's going to get to draw 2 cards and then weaken an enemy minion. So a lot of stuff happening. Okay, so first, that's his last action. It cost him 2 energy. He gets to play a minion from his graveyard. He picks this guy. It's lowered by 4. Did he get an Omen for this? He didn't, so let me get him an Omen. And this guy gives him an Omen. When he comes in, it only costs him 1 energy. Of course, he's going to be really hurt, but he can help defend here because if he doesn't, nobody else will. He's not a very good defender, to be honest, because he only has 1 damage left because of the ability, but at least it's better than... Or he can go defend over there and leave this... that's 6 dice coming his way. He's really not that great of a defender. Oh, and for the ability to trigger, he's got to play it here. So you know what? He'll just be an attacker here. Because then when played, he gets 2 more cards, which is going to be great for next battle phase or ready phase. And he can weaken an enemy. Who do we want to weaken? So many to weaken. We can't weaken this guy because it would kill him. We can't kill enemies. Here, this one's about to go, so why not keep working on that guy? Okay, and with that, it is Miss Zelda's last turn. She has no energy. She has 1 card in her hand. Can she use her ability? I think so. For her last action, she'll exhaust the skill card to exhaust a non-legend minion with cost 4 or less. And if she can't, then she gains 3 energy. So we have to do that in this battlefield, and the enemies here do not cost 4 or less. Yeah, so she instead gets the 3 energy, but she was a 1, 1, 2, 3. Right? No, she was a 0. Oh gosh. Yeah, she was a 0. Okay, so she's back at 3, which is better than the 2 she would have gotten if she just, what was it called? Meditate? No, channel. If she had just channeled energy, she would just get 2. So she got 1 extra one by exhausting Miss Zelda. And that's her action for the turn. We're done. We're ready to battle. Okay, so this time around, Tegu was first player, so Miss Zelda starts over there at South War, and she has 3 minions, 1 little puny guy. So we're going to start with the big guy this time to see if we can get him dead before he attacks. If he puts him in front of his battlefield. So 6 dies. There we go. Zelda only has 1 omen, which makes me think that I totally forgot to give her omens, because even here, did she play this card this round? Because that's an omen that she might have missed. Oh well, sorry Miss Zelda. So she's not going to force any rerolls. He has a bunch of omens, so let's see. We'll start with the double. And get it back, dude. Do you want to spend another one? That's a lot of damage coming your way. He'll spend 1 more. Okay, well, it's not unopposed, so that does lower the damage to only 1 instead of 2. I think he's going to save some of his omens, or his, he also has his fate, but I think he's going to stop. Okay, so Miss Zelda gets to choose where this damage goes, and she will choose to put it on the battlefield. These 2 are blanks, and now, of course, he's going to have his minion. If he gives 2 damage to his minion, he won't be able to attack at all. But I think it's more important to defend, because this battlefield is about to go down. So he's going to take 2 damage here. He can come back for free. And yeah, he's at 11. Okay, I think this battlefield is going to go down no matter what. Because I still have 2 more attackers. Okay, let's go with the 4. It would be Tegu's turn to attack, but he has no minions left. So let's roll 4 dice. There's 3 damage. Zelda's happy with 3 damage. She knows that that's enough to defeat this battlefield. Tegu knows his battlefield is going down no matter what he does. So he's just going to save everything and give this battlefield away. That way this guy doesn't even need to attack. 3 damage is enough. We flip it and we put a counter here to indicate that Miss Zelda won this battlefield. She only needs 1 more, and then she's the winner. Now the minions stay there. They don't. There's no more attacks that can happen here. So this guy doesn't need to attack. If they want to get out of here, they'll need to move during the ready phase using that maneuver, I believe it's called. Reinforce action to move, and none of these guys fly, so they can only move to the middle battlefield. But hey, that's a lot of power coming to the middle battlefield if she decides to do that. So we'll do that during the next ready phase. But for now, this battlefield is done. We'll go here. Tegu goes first. So already has 1 exhausted minion. They both roll 4 dice. Can we use tactics here? Because he is here. You may exhaust the skill card to gain an omen. If the attacking minion is a skull minion, gain another omen. So yes, he's going to do that. He's going to gain an omen. And do we have an attacking minion that's a skull? That's not a skull, that's not a skull. So he's only going to get 1 no matter who he uses. He'll use this guy first because he notices he's about to die, so he can put some damage on him. He's going to be rolling just 2 dice. He got 2 blanks. Okay. This is not going good for Tegu, huh? He gets to choose if he wants to. He's gonna just use. I think using the fate token for just 2 dice is not. There we go. That's much better. Does she want reroll? I don't think so. Tegu, do you want another reroll? Or do you just want to assign damage? He just wants to assign damage with that. He's going to go ahead and kill one of these things, maybe one of these monsters. Who is worse? This is our when played ability. They both roll the same amount of dice. Yeah, they actually have the same ability. They're the same exact same thing. So let's just get rid of this one because it doesn't matter because they already did their abilities. So let's just get rid of that one. Okay, so it's Miss Zelda's turn. She's gonna exhaust her girl that rolls 3 dice. Well, that's a very good roll. So Miss Zelda definitely doesn't want any rerolls, but he's going to go ahead and use his fate token. Now he will to have her reroll everything. Okay, 2 damage. Okay, so Miss Zelda can reroll, but she's 2 damage is okay. It will kill this guy, which means he wouldn't attack. I wish he would have gotten a crit. Maybe, you know what? She was gonna try and get a crit. At least, yeah, there it is. Because that way she can make sure that that guy dies. Now that's gonna force Tegu to have her reroll that so that he can save his guy. So let's do it. and there's another blank, and she's out of rerolls, so he's happy with this. It's 2 damage. He can put it on the battlefield, or he can actually go ahead and kill that guy. You know what? I think he will, because then if he puts 1 damage here, that brings it up to 4, and then it's only 1 damage to the battlefield. He's got to save the battlefield because he's, well, you know, not looking good in the battlefield, in the 2 battlefields actually. And that's that for that battlefield. Now in this battlefield, Zelda goes first, but it doesn't matter because he has no minions. So let's see. Let's roll 4 dice first. No. Let's roll the 2 dice first. See if we can get rid of those rerolls. Okay. Okay, there's a crit. We know that she's going to put that on the battlefield, so he's going to say, no, roll that again. And it's 1 damage. And she has no more rerolls. We'll take that. We'll just put it on our minion. Now Tegu's will go, but Tegu's minion is exhausted, so it's again Miscelda's turn. She's going to be rolling 4 dice now. Is a lot of crits. I don't think he likes it. He'll spend 1 omen to at least get rid of 1. It's 2 damage. Ouch. But at least he gets to pick. So she has no more rerolls. He has no more rerolls. So the 1, of course, Miscelda's going to assign it to the battlefield. Doesn't care about that minion, whether he lives or dies. And then he can assign 2 more damage to the minion, and he's dead. Remember, he has a buried ability, so he can keep coming back. So, and then 1 more damage is he's going to have to put it on the battlefield. And that is it for the battle phase. At the end of the round, if there were any flame counters, we will turn them into damage, but there aren't. So we go back to the ready phase. Alright, so for the next ready phase, first player token passes on to Miscelda, full side up. Then we unexhaust all of our cards. These guys, I need to remember to move them out of here. Okay, these guys are here. Then we get, oh, this guy has to refresh as well. The Miscelda needs to either get 4 energy or roll the dice. Let's roll. Why not? Let's leave it to fate. And it's a 4, so same. 1, 2, 3, 4. And this guy goes up to 5. Okay. Next we set our actions all the way back up. We get an omen for each player. And then we gotta make sure that we figure out where these guys are gonna go. We know no one wants to go over there, but there's 2 contended battlefields that we need to figure out though. Zelda is first player, so she chooses first. I think she's going to stay put. This is the battlefield that she needs to both defend, and if she can finish this, she's good to go. And Tegu's about, yeah, Tegu needs to defend, which is unfortunate. This does have an ongoing ability, but it's being blanked. The thing is, yeah, I think we're both gonna stay there. Miscelda, because she wants to finish this battlefield once and for all. She was working on both, but all these guys are probably gonna end up coming here. Do they have ongoing abilities? Yes, this one has an ongoing ability at the end of each round. Oh yeah, that's the one that gives everybody. So you know what? She's gonna move. She's gonna move. She's going to, even if she loses this battlefield, if she wins here, game over. And she can bring all these guys over there, and then with these guys, especially if Tegu's gonna have to reinforce here. So yeah, we're gonna do it like that. Miscelda's gonna go here, and then Tegu has to defend here, or he can come and defend here. He's losing both. You know what? If Miscelda chooses first, then Tegu's gonna come and follow, because he cannot. This is bad. So okay, so all right, we'll just leave it like that. All right, Miscelda gets to go first. She has 7 energy and 1 card in her hand, but she knows all she's gotta do is bring those guys over, finish this battlefield. What does she got in her hand? Minion, a demon minion, which will put a flame counter on something. I think she's gonna start with an action to just move one of these guys. That rolls 3, so this guy that rolls 4. How about that one? And the when played ability doesn't trigger because, well, he hasn't been played. Okay, Tegu, on the other hand, needs to get some stuff out. For his first action, he's going to play this 4 energy legend minion. That's going to have an ongoing ability. Whenever you meditate or play a sorcery, choose one. Heal 1 damage from a minion or gain 1 omen. He's going to play it on this battlefield so that the ability triggers. That's his action for the turn, and he loses 4 out of the 5 energy that he started with. Back to Miss Zelda. What's she going to do? Well, there's 2 things she can do. She can move guys from here to there. She can move guys from here to there. I know she has 1 card in her hand. Let's move another guy. Let's take an action to move the one that rolls 6 dice. It's about to die, but he does roll 6 dice. Let's move him here. And this battlefield has 3 out of the 4 possible minions that it can hold. So if that guy comes over, then that's it for that battlefield. Okay, for Tegu, let's see. Now he wants to play sorceries, or he wants to meditate, right? Yeah, because that will help him heal because of the card he just played. So does he have sorceries? He does. But can he play them? He can only play it if he gets some energy, which sucks because he doesn't have time to be doing all this. But he'll take an action to get some energy. And we're back to Miss Zelda, who is going to move the last dude over and really threaten Tegu on this front. Because she can lose this one, which she won't, but she could lose this one. All she needs to do is win here and she wins. She only needs to win in one of the 2 places. So there's an action for her. Now Tegu, back to the sorcery drill. I think maybe now you can, but you have to pay, so he's got 3 energy. I think he can do it. Let's see. So he's got a sadistic ceremony which cost him 1. It'll give him an omen. And this says play a minion with essence 2 or greater from your hand. You have to pay its cost. So essence is HP 2 or greater. That has 2 and it's a minion. So he's going to play that guy because it only costs 2 energy and he only has 3 energy. So that's exactly what he needs to do all this. And then he has to weaken it 1 or more times, count the damage dealt this way, and deal that much damage to another minion in the same battlefield. So we get to hurt him, but hurt somebody else. Okay, so the sorcery goes away. It's his action for the turn. It costs him 1 to play the sorcery. He is going to play this minion that costs him 2. What else is to say? From your hand, weaken it 1 or more times. Okay, so he's going to weaken it once. And then he's going to put it here. Is he? Weaken it 1 or more times, count the damage dealt this way, and then deal that much damage to another minion in the same battlefield. Yeah, he's going to put it here. He's going to weaken it once. And then that damage is also reflected on another minion in the same battlefield. He'll give it to this guy, so he's dead. At least 1 less to worry about. And he has only he doesn't have a when destroyed ability, so we're good. Let's see. He gets an omen from this. And he gets an omen from that. When played, you may... Okay, and then he triggers the ability of this guy when he plays it. When played, you may search your grimoire for up to 3 cards and put it into your graveyard. So this is a good time to get a lot of those buried abilities and put them into his graveyard. So let's see if he has any. There's a zombie that comes back for free. There's another buried. We have to look at it. There's another zombie that comes back for free. That's it. So 2 zombies that come back for free and then a buried. You may play this minion from your graveyard, paying its cost 3. If you do, you may return a non-sorcery card from your graveyard to your hand. I think we're going to take the 2 zombies that come for free because we're running out of actions. And is it 3 or 2? 3 cards. Okay, so we can actually do all the buried cards. Running out of actions, we're going to need to be playing a lot of minions to defend. And the free ones seem like the way to go, right? Free zombies. Because who has time to get energy? Okay. In the meantime, we go back to our friend Miss Zelda. She still has that 1 card and a lot of energy. I think I'm going to take this turn to draw 2 more. Give me options. And we'll go back to Tegu. Yeah, instead of playing these cards, he's going to take an action to bring a zombie back from the dead. this guy that we all love. Now, where should he protect? I think over here we're okay now. I will protect here. Okay, and remember he's free if I play him from my discard pile. Okay, so back to our girl. Now she has some choices. She has the energy, so she's gonna play Mamon, a legend minion. It looks like he's gonna be doing some damage. Gets an omen, 5 energy, but he's rolling 5 dice. And it says when played, put 2 flame counters on each enemy minion. So we are spreading the flame counters. So in order to trigger him, I gotta play him here. No problem, I will do that. It gets me an omen. That is my action. Cost me 5 out of my 7, so I'm down to 2. And then, what does it say? Put 2 flame counters on each enemy minion. So that's gonna be a lot of dead minions at the end of next turn. That's 2 flame counters for you, 2 flame counters for you. That's a pretty good ability. Of course, flame counters don't kill right now, so all these guys still get to act, but they will die. Most of them will die when at the end of the round, after the battle phase, when this turns into damage. Okay, all right, Miss Zelda, you got this. All right, Tegu's like, what just happened? But all he can do is get more guys out of the graveyard. So he's going to get another action. He's going to get another guy out of the graveyard. He's going to put it here. It's free, but he does trigger, because that's where Tegu is. He will trigger his ongoing. Yeah, let me show you. This is a zombie, if you remember. Our zombie friend came back from the graveyard. And that triggers our Necromancer ability. Ongoing, whenever you play a zombie minion from your graveyard, which we just did, you may exhaust this skill card to weaken a non-legend minion twice. So you put 2 damage counters on a non-legend minion. Not killing it, but at least giving it 2 damage. So I'll go ahead and exhaust my skill card. And who are we giving 2 damage to? Let's give it to this guy. He's still 2 away from dying, but you know, 2 is 2. And that's it for Tegu. Now, last turn for Miss Zelda. What is she going to do? She still has 2 energy. She has a minion that costs 2 energy. Sure, let's do it. She can't put any more minions here, but she'll pay 2 energy to pay the Impulsive Zealot, which when played, put a flame counter on an enemy minion. And because she's going to play it here in this battlefield, we get to put a flame counter. Not that they need it, but let's put a flame counter on the new guy that just showed up. And that's her action, cost her energy. Last action for Tegu. He's at 0 energy, so I doubt that he can do much. Yeah, these cards all cost either 1 or 2, so that's not going to happen. He can heal, right? If he meditate, ongoing, whenever you meditate. Yes, so he will meditate, which is getting 2 cards. Species action, and he can heal 1 damage. This guy's about to die. He will heal 1 damage from this guy. Sure, I mean, I don't think it matters. It's just going to be a buffer for when we go to the battle phase, which is now. And Miss Zelda's first player, so we'll start with Tegu. We start with the leftmost, so yeah, it's over here in Old London. So he gets to go first. Who would he like to send first? I'm gonna send the one with the most HP, because after I use him, then I can use him to defend from what's coming. He's gonna be rolling 4. And then I will use my Haunted Forest tactic. You may exhaust this skill card to gain an omen. If the attacking minion is a skull minion, gain another omen, but I don't have any skull minions in here, which is where I can use the skill, so I'll just get 1 omen. Better than no omens, right? And omens, I'm gonna need them. So let's roll 4 and see what we get. Okay, lots of crits. If I let this guy get away with 3 crits, he's just going to kill a bunch of my minions and I won't get to attack. So I'm going to use my Fate token to have him reroll everything. Now, he doesn't want to reroll anything. He has 4 omens. He's going to save them. But we're going to reroll everything and see what we get. Oh, still bad. Okay, still 2 crits and a hit. Not the best for Miss Zelda, but Tego's happy. She only has two more omens left. I think she's just gonna take it. Okay, so let's assign damage. The 2 crits, the attacker gets to assign them. So let's kill one of these guys. We can only kill, well, we can kill this guy, and we shall, because he rolls 5 dice. So let's get rid of him. One less guy to worry about. And then that's a blank, and then Miss Zelda gets to assign that last damage, and we'll just give it to the zombie, to another zombie, the girl, the harpy. Okay, now revenge is sweet. Let's start with the guy that only takes 1 damage to kill, the impulsive zealot, because I think he's gonna have to sacrifice himself soon. So he's gonna be rolling 3. He also rolls more than the harpy, so 3 dice. Zelda gets 2 forced rerolls, but she's very happy with her roll. Would have liked a couple more of these stars, but you know, it'll do. He's not happy with this, so he's gonna make her reroll that crit to protect his battlefield, and now he's happy. She's gonna just kill a bunch of these guys. The thing is, these guys are gonna die anyways because of the counter. So this 3 damage is, you know, assigning 3 damage is going to be an overkill, but well, we'll have to do it. Let's see. She really didn't get any crits. How is, because as the defender gets to assign the damage. It's 3 damage that he has to assign. Where is he gonna put him? Let's see. This guy already acted, so I think we can actually give him all the damage. And yeah, the flame counters don't act until the end of the round, so we'll just, actually he doesn't even die. He's just here hanging out. And now it's Tegu's turn to attack. Everybody has just 2 dice, so let's go with this. Let's roll him right here since it's just 2 of them. Okay, wow, Tegu, you are getting a comeback. I'm going to have him reroll the crit, and it's a blank. And Tegu says, no, wait, I got this. And okay, it's that. So Miss Zelda gets to choose. I don't think she wants to force any more rerolls. He's fine with what he got. 3 damage. 1, 2, 3. She'll put 1 on this guy, 1 on her, but she doesn't want to kill her because she wants her to attack. So 1 on the battlefield. This guy is toast. Bring him back here. He doesn't have a when destroyed ability. And now it's back to Miss Zelda. She's going to use her last minion to attack, rolling 2. Since it's 2, let's just roll them here. Okay, good. Now it's a good roll. See? There you go. Wow. The battle here is going to be crazy. You know what? I think 1 is not going to defeat the battlefield. He'll save. She only has 1. She'll save. Miss Zelda gets to assign. She'll assign it to the battlefield. And then this guy gets to assign 2 damage. And he might as well. These guys are all going to die anyways. So he'll do 1 to this one and 1 to that one. That's 4 that he's dead. And that's 2 he's dead. But it doesn't matter because they already acted. He still gets to attack 1 more time with the minion he has left on that battlefield. The battle rages on. He's rolling 2, so let's just roll these 2. There's the free zombie doing 3 damage. That would mean 2 damage to the battlefield. She'll have to take it. Let's see. So it's 1 here and 2. 1 here and 2 to the battlefield. And this girl is done. Thank you for your services. There's your damage. Okay, this battlefield is finished. We still haven't been able to conquer it. But Miss Zelda definitely has the upper hand so far. However, there are no more minions for her here. All right, let's go for the middle. Miss Zelda's going to go first. And before somebody or something kills this guy, let's roll those 6 dice. Wow, all damage all the time. So Miss Zelda gets to 4 rerolls, but obviously she's happy with the massacre that's about to happen here. He only has 2 more omens, but you know, might as well use them. Although, to be honest, all these guys are gonna die anyways, and he's in control of where the damage goes. Still a lot of damage. I think he's gonna at least use one to reroll one of the doubles. Maybe get a blank. Oh, it's a crit. That's even worse. Zelda's still happy. He has one more. Does he want to use it on the crit? I think he won't. I mean, there's still a lot to roll. Tough decision, but he's going to leave it. So, of course, Zelda's going to assign it to the battlefield. We all knew that. And then there's 2, 4, 6, 7, 8 damage that needs to be assigned. Let's go get them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's a lot of dead zombies. But he has to. I mean, he really has no choice but to sacrifice some of these guys. He has 6. And he has 3 damage, so you can take 2 more to bring him to 5, right? It's not dead yet. He has 2, so he can give 1 to him. He has 3, so he can assign 1 to him. And then these 4, he better start killing some zombies or else he's going to lose the game. So let's see. If he puts 1 more here, this guy is dead. If he puts 1 more here, this guy is dead. And then he has to do 2 more. I wonder. I think he's going to risk it for the biscuit. He's going to those 2. He's going to put him on the battlefield. He's not dead yet, but he does get to attack. And all his eggs are in one basket. Let's see if this lonely guy can do all that damage. I highly doubt it, but you know, he's got to try. He wouldn't be a hero if he didn't try. So that's that for the first attack out of the 4 attacks that Zelda is going to inflict on this battlefield. He is doing it. He's going to be rolling 5 plus 2, 7. All 7 of his dice, so revenge is sweet. This is his last stand. Let's roll and see what he gets. Okie dokes. That's 2, 4, 5 damage. Which will definitely weaken the forces over here, but it's not going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 damage. Yeah, I think Zelda has it. Is it even worth doing 1 reroll, or should we just let her assign damage? I think we're going to let her assign damage, and I think that's going to be it for us. Maybe, you know what? Risk it for the biscuit, right? Let's see. Can we get a crit? We can get another damage. Okay, we'll take it. Okay, Zelda, do you want to reroll any of that? He has no more rerolls. She has 1 more reroll. That's a lot of damage. If we get a crit, it'll be worse. So, you know what? I think Zelda's going to take it even if she has to sacrifice a couple zombies. So 2, 4, 6 damage. Here's the thing. She knows she's the only one rolling. He's done. And she has 3 zombies standing by. So we're going to try and do this so that the least amount of zombies die without attacking. So that zombie's dead. Not zombie, minion, sorry. 5 damage. But he did his damage already. Ongoing. Okay. So there's those. We still have all these to assign. Well, this guy can take 2 without dying. And then this 3, I don't want these guys to die, so we'll just take them here. 1, 2, 3. It's dangerous. But all I gotta do is 1 damage and this guy is done. So let's see. Let's roll our 4 dice and see what that does. Alrighty, that looks good. Yeah, I don't think there's anything that Tegu can do anymore because she did get a crit. She has omens, but he doesn't. So that crit, it's gonna go to the battlefield, and there's nothing that he can do about it because he can now force a reroll. So even if he sacrificed his zombie to take 1 damage, he can probably take he can only take 1 damage, and then he's got 2 left. So it's an overkill. It is what it is. But there's nothing he can do. Zelda's gonna go first. She's going to defeat that battlefield with the crit. So this battlefield is also flipped, and we get the victory marker there, indicating that Zelda did it. She didn't kill the minion. She did it with her crit, but doesn't matter because it's done. She did it. She defeated the opponent. Well, guys, there you have it. That was a full run through of Sorcerer. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed seeing how Zelda and Tegu went at it. It's a fun game. It's a little long, true, but it does keep you engaged if you're playing with another player. You do see that interaction of what is he playing, what battlefield he's advancing into, which one should I defend more, which one do I have a chance to go on the offense. So I hope you guys enjoyed the game. If you did, as always, please give us a thumbs up, leave us a comment. Also join us on Instagram and Twitter. You know that we have really cool pictures there of some of your favorite board games. All right, guys, join the village if you haven't so already, and I will see you guys on the next game. But until then, may you play more games.